when it got diagnosed and when it came as positive, it was like why me? That's one question that would always come to me, that I've not really done anything wrong.
Yes.
So why me? Every hospital visit, I would actually dress well, because I didn't want to look sick.
Of course.
I didn't want to feel sick. Oh, you need something, I can do this. He would just take so much care of me. I thought that overnight I saw a load of difference in him.
From a boy to a man,
From a boy to a man. There are days when I would not be able to get off my bed. My daughter, as soon as she got to know of it, the kind of strength that she gave me, the 2 weeks that she was here, she said, Mama, you got to believe in medicine and believe in yourself. Losing my hair was one big difficult phase for me. And my daughter said, Mama, this is over now. You're going to wear some lipstick, wear some makeup, and then we're going to do a photo shoot. And I have that.
Yes.
So, and that's how, I said, yes, if this is a phase that I have to go through, I want to live a much better life.
Namaste viewers and welcome to Reemarkabl. We are here in the beautiful house of Miss Sandhya Kartha. And you're wondering, why am I here? I'm here to celebrate Sandhya. Celebrate Sandhya not just because she's beautiful, not because she's just elegant and a super professional, but because she's a fighter. She walked through life with pride and she is walking through it with super pride. 4th of Jan 2024 was a bit of a speed breaker for her. But knowing Sandhya, she decided not to take that as a break. Yes, let's admit, there was the initial shock, there was fear, but Sandhya decided over the period of time with her husband Sanjeev that life is not going to be a break. Life is going to be a celebration, and she fought her journey of cancer through it, thick and thin, to emerge cancer-free. Sandhya.
Thank you so much, Reema, for having me over.
Thank you for just talking to us. This International Women's Day, Sandhya, at Reemarkabl, we've always done stories differently. I decided to celebrate women who've had medical challenges, but have come back to the workforce with not probably the same, but more energy. And when you and me spoke at the sidelines, Sandhya, the energy you gave me, I'm not just saying it because it's camera and whatever, was so cool. And now I realize, because it's the same birthdays, almost same birthday, same years.
Same year.
I don't know, Sandhya, when we look at all those women or the men out there, cancer is such a big word, the big C.
Yeah.
You saw it up close and personal, Sandhya. But you decided to walk past it step by step, because I know you said I was shocked, Reema, because everything was going perfectly in my life. And then one fine day I find a little lump and I find the pain and I said, okay, what the hell is this? Sandhya, what was that first feeling on the 4th of Jan 2024?
So life for me until 4th of Jan morning was absolutely normal, Reema. It was a very normal routine that I go to the gym in the morning. That day, of course, was special because that day I was signing up for a new office. So the year 2024, we decided to, take another leap. So sign up, everything was going well as far as work was concerned, going good actually. So I decided to move into a bigger space. So 4th of Jan actually was the day when I was signing up for the agreement for the new office. And I did. So gym in the morning, signed up the agreement for the bigger office, came back to the office. I was showing my girl, you're aware that I run a company that is all women's
company,
last 17 years.
Oh.
So I was showing my girl force the video of the new place, and I said we would move in Jan. And while I was talking to them, I suddenly felt a pain on the left side. And I just had to feel, I just kept my hand to feel the pain, and I felt a lump. And I said, this is not normal. But then I said, it's something that, maybe just at that time I would have felt and it would just go past. But then after some time, it remained. And that's when I decided that, I'll have to see the doctor and, and take it further. Yeah, and then what followed was series of doctor visits, second opinions, tests, and and at some point it all came as positive. So
Yes, yes,
positive as in cancer positive, not
yes,
positive for
yes,
me, but yeah,
yes. But yeah, I like the way you're saying not positive for me, but every time you told me this, Sandhya, that through my journey, the first few months were tough.
yeah,
But then you said to me that when I walked into the with in Ambani for all my tests, I decided to go bald. I didn't even wear a scarf.
yes,
So so you took that so positively. And Sandhya, let me admit, and we all know, you're blessed with beautiful hair, and I'm
I
sure it's
was,
all coming back.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you. Yeah,
yes,
it was whoever says that it can just. I mean, I'm sure nobody would say that, but generally, it's a battle that cannot be fought alone.
yeah,
So when I got diagnosed, and actually, the irony of the whole thing is on 20th Jan was a
yeah. So, but the
surgery
surgery
was a
happened.
surgery day, and that was the day when I was supposed to fly to UK
Mm.
for one of the events, exactly on 20th of Jan.
Mm.
And and then the doctor told me that I would have to go through a series of aggressive treatments, chemotherapies, radiations,
Mm.
and I had to get ready for overcoming all of that with a lot of strength, not just physical strength, but a
Totally.
lot of mental strength.
Totally, totally.
I was honestly when it got diagnosed and when it came as positive, it was like why me? That's one question that would always
Yeah.
come to you, that I've not really done anything wrong,
Yes.
so why me? But
Yes.
then after a certain point, I decided that I want to come out of it,
Yeah.
and only I can do it. Of course, I had an army of people around me, and I'm that I have to be really, really grateful to.
Absolutely.
So they were all there. They all helped me, but finally, it is your mind.
Yes.
It's that you want to come out of it, and you've got to do it.
Yes.
And yeah, so what actually kept me sane throughout is, apart from, of course, the people around me, is my work.
Mm.
I would work on all days that I felt good. Yeah, and which was on a chemotherapy day when I couldn't, I wasn't feeling great, I would just possibly not work. But otherwise, I would work on all days, and that kept me sane. I actually have gone to hospitals carrying my laptop. So it was during the peak of our season time, so
Yes.
to say. So
Yes.
there was a lot of work happening, and I said I needed my mind to be diverted. And what more than what you like to do, right? So every hospital visit, I would actually dress well,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I didn't want to look sick.
Of course.
I didn't want to feel sick.
Yes.
And then I would carry my laptop, chemotherapy happening one side, work happening on the other side, and that's how I actually sailed through this.
Look, guys,
But-
what a statement. There's chemo happening on one side, then there's her laptop on the other side.
Yeah.
She's so clear that work kept her going and the
Absolutely,
industry's
yeah.
buzz kept her going. As a
Yeah.
travel professional, you're like right there at your laptop. But this is unreal, yeah. You're going to a chemotherapy and you're going with laptops. And I love this, Sandhya. I love this passion with a purpose in a way.
Yeah.
Your purpose is to get rid of something, but with that passion to deliver.
Yeah.
Ouch, a crazy
You
combo.
need it. So I must tell you, it's not easy, because
way.
there are days when I would not be able to get off my bed.
Of course.
And then those days I would just put an out of office message, and I realized that I would have to give my body a rest that day. But then, and it's not at all easy. I mean, it is, the aches and the pains and the blisters and all of that is not easy at all. But like I said, I had people. I mean, to give you an example, I had so one of the best things that happened is my daughter, as soon as she got to know of it. So of course I kept telling her that she studies outside India. So I had told her that I'll be fine, and I'll keep her posted on everything. But she couldn't be there, so she, without letting me know, she took a flight and came down, and she stayed with me for 2 weeks. She was there during my first chemotherapy, and the kind of strength that she gave me, the 2 weeks that she was here, she said, Mama, you got to believe in medicine and believe in yourself. So the kind of strength that she gave me in those 2 weeks actually has helped me, I think, until today. So
I can feel you.
yeah,
Yeah,
she's-
because what daughters or even sons, what
Yeah.
kids do to you, it's magic.
Even my
It's
son, I
magic.
thought
Yeah.
overnight he matured. He was that 17-year-old boy who loves playing football and, always with, always on the go type of boy. And I thought overnight he also just matured, and so much of care. The other person I like to mention is my husband's sister. My husband's sister who works with UNICEF, and she's a lot into nutrition. She felt that, of course, the doctors also said that I have to take care of my nutrition and my immunity levels through the treatment. So for every single day, she lives in Andheri, for every single day for the 3 months of chemotherapy that I had, my food used to come from her. She actually had somebody, she had kept somebody to deliver food, and, it would just come with the juice and all kind of nutrition food that I needed every single day for the 3 months that my chemo was on. The food used to come from her house. She thought that she has to take care of my nutrition levels so that I should be able to sail through this without too much of difficulty, and she did that. I tell you, Reema, I have so many people to be grateful for. I told you I had army of people, included my friends, a set of friends who knew about it. They would talk to me. There were video calls. My house helps. My cousins, my husband's side, my mother's side, all of them have been so much of a support. And like I said, you can't do it alone.
No. Yeah.
But yet you'll have to. The mental strength is only yours. So nobody can help you.
Absolutely, Sandhya, absolutely. Sandhya, I'm just taking you back in time a bit. They always say certain ailments have some psychosomatic connections, and it's the mind that plays and leads. Do you think, because for you it's like a shock, it came to you just like that?
Oh yes. So Reema, for me, actually the past few years have been in and out of the hospital for my parents. Both my parents aren't well actually. So while I was taking care of them,
Mm-hmm.
I somehow missed out my health completely.
Exactly.
So even
We
if
kind of neglect.
even if my body was giving signals, even if there was these days when I was really tired or something, I think I just ignored, because that was my priority at that time.
So true.
And then as women, we're always doing so many things. So it's parents, it's my children, it's obviously office and home.
Yeah.
So
That's
then
the story
somewhere
of our
you
life,
get,
right?
that's the story of all our lives. And
Yeah.
that's something that I really want to tell a lot of women out there, that you first.
Guys, you first. All the ladies out there,
No,
you
men
first,
and ladies,
the
but
ladies,
women generally tend to do a lot more of multitasking. So yeah, but to all of them,
you first.
nothing greater than health.
Yeah, totally. As they say, you can get, respect, whatever, love, the whole, gamut of stuff together as a bouquet. But if not health, where are you going to enjoy all this?
You have to do all of that. You've got to take care of yourself. Which can only happen if you do a continue, especially for women.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that, we get so bogged down as women of, who are in the menopause stage, when, when your body goes through so much of changes.
Yes.
And that is a time when you have also a lot of other responsibilities, looking after your aging parents, because your parents are old, right? But then we tend to forget ourselves. And that's what I did. I kind of got so involved with everything else. Everything else has to happen, but your part also has to happen simultaneously.
Yeah, that I think we forgot in time.
We keep forgetting.
Yeah. I think for me also, like 40 was like a game changer.
Yeah.
And every threshold, then you kind of pull back and saying, really, is this worth it?
Yeah.
Like, that feeling of, is this worth it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because, somebody said something beautiful to me, the lady last time when Khyati Mehta, she said, I have no legs. Okay, I have no legs, but I'm physically disabled. People can see me. There are so many people out there who have emotional and mental disabilities, not
Absolutely.
in terms of mental disability, but emotionally completely messed up.
Correct.
So everyone's disabled.
Absolutely.
In a
some
way.
way or the other. Yes.
And it hit me. She said, yeah, everyone's disabled. Some has diabetes, some have blood pressure issues, some have thyroid going crazy.
Yeah.
And you just don't realize it when it kind of works in some other part of your body starts showing up.
Yeah.
So I guess great message, Sandhya. Great
Yeah.
message of just realistic strength. I mean, you're not preaching anything. You're just
No, not
saying
at all.
exactly.
I mean, see,
Yeah.
and cancer is such that, the way it affects me, it may not affect some other person who
Yes.
is going through the same process,
Yes.
the same breast cancer.
Mm.
So to each person, it's difficult.
yeah.
It's different.
Mm.
So the way you react is going to be what works for me may not work
Not
for you.
work
But
for-
I have to also, let a lot of people who are going through this
Yes.
know that you got to it's best to reach out to your community of people also, people who are going through this, because it's a strong community,
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
it's
So just
always
reach
good to
out.
connect.
You're just saying just
just
reach
reach
out.
out. Yes,
Period.
reach
Don't
out.
fight this in your bedrooms alone or in isolation.
Yeah.
This is exactly when one of my cancer survivors told me. She said that, Reema, the day I opened my doors and windows, I cried for 3 months, she said.
Yeah.
3 months. I just put my face in the pillow and I was there. And they said, what the hell? And she said, the day I opened the window, something within also opened.
Absolutely.
I was like, okay. So I think you can't just fight. That's what this man is, a social animal, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot we do with communication.
Absolutely.
I
And
think,
in our field, in our travel field,
Yeah.
when most of your work happens because of PR,
Yeah.
meeting people,
Yeah.
socializing.
Yeah.
So for me also, I've always been out there.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's never been that 12 months in a year I haven't traveled.
Yeah.
So for me to be confined to a home,
Yeah.
and also, so for us, PR is also, you also like to look
Yes.
presentable.
Yes.
And losing my hair was one big difficult phase for me. Especially all who know me. I mean, my friends who know me know that I used to be very obsessed with my hair. So,
But you have such beautiful. I don't want to say had. I want to say have and will have.
Oh, thank you.
I'm very clear. I'm super clear there. Just look at you. Just so beautiful. Come on. No, it's.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that
it
was
builds it.
actually a very difficult phase, losing the hair, shaving off your hair.
Yeah.
But fortunately, my kids were by my side. And the day the guy came to shave off my hair, my daughter was here, my son, obviously, all of them, my husband was there.
Yeah.
And my daughter said, Mama, this is over now. You're going to wear some lipstick, wear some makeup, and then we're going to do a photo shoot.
Yes.
And I have that.
Yes.
So, and that's how, I said, yes, if this is a phase that I have to go through, I will go through. I have no choice.
Yeah.
I have to go through because I want to live a much better life.
Sure.
And not a short life, but a long life. So,
Yes. A long, meaningful, healthy.
healthy life. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
With a lot of good quality, which I can see so beautifully. And and I know, Sandhya, you did tell me when your daughter, she's a beautiful painter, you said.
Yes.
So, Ria. So you said Ria was the one who held you when the hair was going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And see
yes.
her, and how the God times it right. He sent her to you
Absolutely.
at the right time
Absolutely.
to, be there. As she said, those 2 weeks.
That she was there. But it's not just Ria, it's Rishi also. Like
Yeah,
I said,
their
I have to
son
give-
also,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's amazing. I mean, Ria had to go back, and Rishi was here
Yeah.
because my husband was working. And I mean, some slight change in me, and he would he would
Be
be
alert,
up and
totally
be
alert.
And
Yeah.
said, Mama, you need something, I can do this. He would just take so much care of me. I thought that overnight I saw a lot of difference in him.
From a boy to a man,
From
is
a
it?
boy to a man, serious.
Oh.
From a boy, he was always on his feet and always
Yeah.
wanting to be out and playing. He just chose to be by my side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, through those months.
Imagine that. I think we
Yeah.
underestimate the power of the youth
Absolutely.
in that way. They
Yes,
think they are
yes.
just happy and happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
But when the
They
time
have to do it,
time
yeah.
is right, I think they
They do
step in full force.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Sandhya, you also said something. You want to tell all those people out there how important it is to get your tests done on time.
Oh, you see, like I said, we women especially all of us, but women especially, tend to take our health for granted. So I have to say that at least once in 2 years, this is what is my learning. Every 2 years, at least, we need to do all the tests. I mean, by saying all the tests, I definitely need mammography. But otherwise, a regular checkup is essential for all of us.
Once a year, 6 months?
Yeah, I mean, I would say once a year
Once a
if
year?
you're, yeah. But mammography at least once in 2 years, very, very important. And also, I would also suggest that, if you have the means and you've done a mammography from one place, if you have the means, you should also take another
Opinion.
test. Another test.
Another
at least.
test again. Okay.
Yeah. This I am saying out of my experience, because my initial test that I did actually did not catch anything.
Oh.
It's only the second one that I did from the hospital that came as that showed something which needed more tests, of course. But but that picked it up. The second one picked it up. So if you have the means, I think you should always do it second time.
Second time?
Yeah.
What a message she's giving out. Like, you can, go get your mammography done first time, but she suggests do it just one more time.
Yeah,
maybe
it's purely out of my experience, because it did not catch the first time.
Yes.
And I was just thinking, if I had not, of course, I did have the lump, but the cancer came as negative the first time.
Wow.
So if I would have just sat on it and thought that, anyways, I was scheduled to go for a trip. I said, coming back later, I would get it operated. I would have lost time. So I just decided that I have a lump and I need it out.
Yes.
Let me do this check once again.
Yes.
And thankfully I did, because I caught it at the right time.
Yeah. Right time, and with you were quite aware, I think.
Yeah.
In the sense, it caught you unawares.
Yeah.
But after that, you were aware.
Yes.
You didn't let it,
No, I decided.
Jane do, brush it under a carpet, ho jayega.
Yeah.
You didn't get into, my first report is clear.
Yes. Yeah.
You
because
didn't,
then at that time I decided that I have something there, and even if it did not show up as cancer in the first report, I said I need it out.
You need it out.
I needed it out of my
body.
So that was that.
Wow. No, I mean, these are very, very important messages that, that's what Reemarkabl wants to do with these beautiful stories. Actually give out messages of meaning. That if you can catch it, do it, implement it. And as she said so clearly, we women just take things for granted. We think we are like Durga and I don't know, everyone, but we
can do it all.
Yeah, we can do it all.
Yeah,
but I think just chill, I guess.
And then we'll say that, okay, first let me do this because mom is not well.
Yeah.
Let me do this. My kids need some time,
exams and
whatever exams and all of that. So mine can keep going
pushing.
later.
Pushing. Oh God.
So that was it. But also a great thing that I'm also, one of the messages that I want to say is your mental strength is very important. So if you feel the need to go through any kind of a therapy, you should go, because there's nothing wrong. If you think it's not coming to you otherwise, and talking to somebody else, you should go for it. I mean, for me, I didn't have to, because the people around me gave me a lot of strength.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've not mentioned this, but during my daughter was graduating, in the month in May, and that was one trip and one thing that I definitely wanted to be there for her.
2024 May.
2024 May.
Yeah.
And when I got diagnosed in Jan, my first thought, my thought was that I may not be able to go. So I told my husband, I told my husband that, look, I'm going to make a booking for you and Rishi on one PNR, one booking, and for me separately, so that if I can't go, you both should be there for her. But my husband was very confident. He says, no, if we go, all three of us will go, and we will go. And I actually went.
Sanjeev, hats off to Sanjeev.
Yeah, he's been my constant. But yeah, actually, I went to USA between my chemos. So I had not even finished my treatment. I met my doctors and I told them that, look, my daughter is graduating, and would it be possible to go? I mean, is there any kind of a risk involved? Because I didn't want anything to go, to go back. So he said, no, you're fine. We can always push your chemo by another week. And you go, and I think that was the best decision I did, because, of course, that was, though I took care, extra care. For example, I was on a wheelchair the first time in my life. I decided to, opt for a wheelchair at the airports, because my energy levels were low, so I didn't want to take any chance. So I use the wheelchairs and whatever. But when I reached US, everything just worked so well. Meeting my daughter, of course, but
Wow.
even otherwise, everything was so well. And I think that was the best decision that I made at that time.
Wow.
And I came back and I had my 8th chemo. So it all fell in place.
See, that's why I'm here, Sandhya, with you today, because these are not just ordinary stories of strength. They are stories of fortitude that goes a little beyond just strength. You implemented your strength into action. You can say there was a plethora of people around you, but
Yeah.
that decision for you not to chicken out and to fly to the US, to stand by your daughter, to come back feeling that, getting that special feeling of that's the best decision I took. For everyone in the family, it was celebration, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Wow. And Sandhya, our industry is so volatile. You know what the travel industry is all about. There are ups and downs. You have been through and through working even in the so-called little slump of your life. What is it do you want to tell all the, just a lovely message for International Women's Day out there? You've said it all and no, but something that is coming ekdam dil se.
Till say, I only want to say, it's you. You have to take care of yourself always, because if you take care of yourself, then you can take care of everyone else. And
Yeah.
and we are strong. I
Yeah.
mean, we just need. And if there is a need to ask for help, you must always.
Please
it's not
ask.
like you're a woman and you're strong and
Yeah.
you can do it all.
Yeah.
It's not like that. I had to ask for help so many times, and it only helped.
Yeah.
So take care of yourself.
So don't feel embarrassed about asking.
Absolutely.
Don't feel you're belittled or something. Oh, ye kya
Yeah.
sochegi? I'm asking for help.
Bilkul nahi, bilkul
Bilkul
nahi.
nahi. Okay. She's like very clear. Ask for help. I think
Yeah.
I mean, really,
Yeah,
I do
you
ask for
would-
help too.
Yeah, you would need help, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong in asking for help.
Correct. No.
You may be strong, but there
Yeah.
are times when
Yeah.
you would need people.
Of
You would
course,
need help.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sandhya, what's when you're seeing yourself, maybe panning out a little into 2030 with your beautiful hair back, everything going well. What is it with your company that you're dreaming at now?
So the last year has been, was possibly the toughest year of my life as yet. But this year we are already looking at shifting to a new office,
Yeah.
and work is. By the way, last year the work was fantastic through I forgot to mention, but my support back in the office, my army of women that I have there, they were fantastic throughout. There were days when they would say, "Ma'am, you don't worry, we'll handle it. You don't have to, So
in this time and age, to get staff like
absolutely,
this,
it is the people.
Amazing.
And
Of
so
course,
when
it's
we're
the people,
talking about
always.
when we're talking about work,
Yeah.
Obviously we're looking at moving into a bigger space. Work is going on well, and by 2030, I would think we'd be in a much bigger space as far
Beautiful.
as work is concerned. We're very
Beautiful.
happy with what we're doing. We possibly will take it to the next level, and you will see a healthy Sandy 2.0 even then.
Totally healthy Sandy 2.0. And she's forgotten one thing. I want to tell you all this. She said 20th of Jan 2024, she got
Yes.
into a surgery. However, 20th of Jan 2025, she escorted
65 foreigners. I mean, there were
Look at
65
this.
people who had come down from France, and I escorted the group.
Exactly that 1 year milestone.
Yes.
The same woman who got a surgery on 20th of Jan 2024 escorts a group 20th of Jan 2025. Like, bravo girl.
Thank
Like a 1 year and you're escorting back. And French nationals?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
French. Yeah.
Okay, and then you did, obviously, which
Yeah.
country?
They had come down to India,
Okay,
and I took them around. We had a trip planned for them in Kerala, and so I
Beautiful.
was with them for about 6 days,
Wow.
escorting the group.
What was that feeling?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Liberating?
Especially,
Fun?
no, so on 20th of Jan, I actually, it just went back a year, and I said I was actually being wheeled to the hospital, to the theatre at that time, and here I am. And but there's a lot of gratitude.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of people. I mean, though I got diagnosed, and
Yes.
I wish it was never there, but since since it's there, I mean, I have a lot of reasons to even thank God, because
So glad.
it wasn't, everywhere there was there was a block.
Yeah.
I had a solution to it also, and it all just helped. Whether it is the people, whether it is the doctors, whether it's my friends, all of them were there at the right time, at the right place, and that's why I could do this in 2025. So, a lot of gratitude.
So, as they say, a journey of pain in her case, in most cases, ends with positive thinking. Literally. And, let's be honest, it's a shock. As she said, it shocked me when it was diagnosed. From shock, from disbelief, comes acceptance.
Yes.
And from acceptance comes action, is what I think.
Yeah, from a healthy me to somebody who got diagnosed with cancer, somebody who went through the treatment, and somebody who is now emerged
with a winner. Literally from grit to gratitude. Because every time you say, my people around, my force around me, my house help to my office staff, my family to my sister, I mean, just everybody.
All of it.
That makes magic, right?
Absolutely.
And
you can't do it alone.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, our effort has been just to give out simple stories of meaning, stories of women and men who have really stood the test of time. And as they say, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. What more than these beautiful stories of women who have fought through a little bit of slump to get to the next level of success. Sandhya Kartha, you have been gorgeous always, all through. And, thank you for giving me this story. Thank you. Because I know you said you were apprehensive to write your story. You were supposed to write it on World Cancer Day.
I was.
And then she said, what is this, Reema? You call me the next day and I'm ready to talk to you. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful.
No, thank you, Reema.
Really.
Thank you.
I know, it gets a little hard because these stories are not stories that you do for business or doctor or wapas take karo, cut karo. This is straight flow stories, guys. Love you, Sandhya.
Thank you.
And I'm sure all the industry professionals love you enough.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You want to say something to them?
I love them all, and I've been saying the industry is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, it's the work that kept me going.
Yeah.
And I love my job.
Yeah.
So and the people, all of them who actually got to know, when they got to know, they were all so sensitive and
Yeah, it's a beautiful. I think the travel industry, it's a beautiful industry, no doubt.
I'm so happy I'm here. I'm not sure if I would have been able to come out of it so well had I been working, elsewhere. This is, you have so many connections and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So on this positive note, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wishing you a healthy, happy and a fab future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.